Well,
Welcome to Shade in the City. I'm your girl Treese.
it's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are back for the Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, the girls up there, the Potomac, it's still DMV. I don't even know if they consider it county. But yeah, y'all. We are back for season 9, episode 1. And as I was just telling Nels, I am here for it. I'm excited about the season. I think whatever conversations they had background, they worked, okay? Because we see Miss Giselle. Oh my God, that's a horrible picture of her in the background. That AI is terrible. But or that Photoshop, it don't look weird. But anyway, but we even see Giselle trying to turn over a new leaf. I said, what? Okay, but we'll get into it. If
And
y'all
Ashley different.
what
That
happened?
picture of Ashley looks different.
What, the one behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It clearly is
That
heavily.
don't,
It's
that don't,
clearly heavily photoshopped. But anyway, y'all. So thank you for being here with us. If you haven't already, all of our Shade Squad and our new viewers, make sure y'all hit that like button.
and that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into it and let's get shady. So let me start this off by saying Bravo is definitely one of the shadiest networks out here. Okay. Definitely by far. Because we start this episode off with a reenactment of what Karen's drive on. I said, really, y'all? Really? Is that what we doing? But we start off with a reenactment of Karen's trip home the night she got her DUI charge, right? Now, I will say, in Karen's defense, them deer just be jumping around. I literally the other day, if somebody wasn't driving so slow in front of me, I would have took a deer out. But look at God.
You,
These
you're out, huh?
Yeah, no, because he literally jumped in front of like a van, but I was behind the van because he was moving so slow. But if the van had been moving faster, he would have probably jumped in front of my car.
And you would have took him out.
That would be the hope.
Mm.
That it wouldn't be the other way around. But anyway, so I just say that to say these D's really be acting like that. So I mean, it might not be too far off, but I ain't hear nothing in the police report about no deer. That's all I'm saying.
I was just about to ask you that because she didn't
That's
mention
what
no
I said.
deer.
Bravo Shady, because they
The
added Tony on 10. That wasn't in there.
only time we saw the deer was the reenactment and when Giselle was driving.
Right.
But we ain't hear nothing in no story about no deer.
Right. So we see Karen. This is 1 month later. Giselle's going by to check on her because, she said she hasn't really been out of the house since her accident. She says she's going to ride for Karen because they've known each other for so long. And, Wendy said that she's just happy that she's okay, but does think that she needs to take a little bit of responsibility. And I'm just going to say this. Maybe it was because Karen could absolutely be under legal trouble and can't speak about it. I absolutely understand that. But I think what I was looking for from the Grand Dame was a little bit more accountability. Now, maybe she couldn't do that on air because that might mess up her case. But I think it also makes you look remorseful versus chunking it off to I was having marital problems and I expected more from that. And hence, I didn't even get into the name of the episode. I'm sorry, but it's called A Crash Course in Deflection. Okay.
I saw that. I said, "Oh my goodness!"
Because that's what it was given. I shout out to Bravo for getting it right. So basically, we see them. They go to breakfast, and basically, Mia said that she don't care what Karen does to herself, but she doesn't need to endanger society. And basically, she's like, she's Karen Hugo. Why she didn't just call a car? And I was kind of like,
She had. I mean, she made valid points.
So then, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she was in her Maserati too, girl. You messed up the Maserati. I would have definitely Ubered home and came back and got that car the next day.
Yeah.
So Ashley brings up how, this is Karen's second offense, and she's shocked that she would put herself back in the situation. Now, we see that, Giselle pick her up. They go to the little spot, the Tally Ho.
Tally Ho pizza carryout. I was like, this don't look like no Karen Hubert
No, when
establishment.
I saw that, I was like,
And the waiter know her. She got a Karen special. This was not
you know
given
what? You know
Karen
what?
bomb.
Karen is from Surrey, okay? So maybe she got humble beginnings. She ain't above going to the little. But then I was like, how good can a breakfast be when they
Was
make
she above accountability? Sure.
you stupid? But I'm like, how good can a breakfast be when they specialize in pizza? The thing said pizza on the out. I don't know. That's like going to Burger King for a fish sandwich. I just don't. It don't make sense to me. Because that's not what they do. Okay.
Do they
But
sell
hey,
fish?
huh?
Do Burger King sell fish?
No, because they're Burger King.
I mean, people sell all types of weird things.
Now,
You never.
granted, hear me out. They may, but I ain't never ordered it because I don't eat at Burger King unless it's a croissant sandwich. But anyway, so basically, she's so happy that her injuries weren't life-threatening. She said she's had a lot of time to think, but she can't speak about it because the case hasn't been adjudicated. And I said, you better use your good words, girl.
She always talking about ask me, and this is the same excuse she gonna give.
Right. So then Giselle's like, I really want to have a conversation with you. She says, the Karen that I know doesn't do stupid things. And she said, that wasn't the Karen that I know based off of what I read. Karen tells her, again, she won't discuss it because it's a legal matter, but tells Giselle that she can't wait for the truth to come out. And I was like, well, what's the truth?
Didn't she say that the first time?
I mean, I don't know. Does Karen think that this is like some type of scheme that Todd set up to like, I just don't understand what she thinks is happening. Are the police working against her? Is this like some power stuff? Is there a Detective Carter somewhere around in the Potomac area?
You heard what Mia said. She said she the real gangster of Potomac right now. Okay.
I guess so, but I don't know. So basically then she's like, oh, so Giselle asked her, well, have you been to court? And she's like, well, you can read. And I was like, well, and she basically reiterates, I'm not talking about it. And so this is where we get to the deflection. And Giselle admits in her confessional that she's really not trying to be messy and she's like genuinely concerned. And so she asked about how Ray is doing.
Karen's defense, if that's the case, why did it take you a month? And now
Well, I think that she had been talking to her. She just hadn't got her out the house.
So you didn't ask me these questions while we were talking. Why you want to ask me now that we filming?
Well, because they filming and it production
Exactly.
told her, put a battery in her back and said, go pick up.
If it's a genuine concern, then you'd be concerned about my reputation as well. So like she said, you know better. Now shut the hell up.
So Giselle asked how Ray's dealing with everything, and she feels like, Karen's basically like she doesn't feel he's as emotionally supportive as she would like. She blames the state she was in that night as a mix of marital issues and still mourning the loss of her parents.
It's because it's the second time, but all support goes. Well, I
forgot until you said that. I was like, well, I mean, not saying I really gave into the story anyway when I first heard it, but to your and Ashley's point, this is your second time. So were you dealing with the same thing the first time? I don't know. Anyway,
but also to Ashley's point, I mean, like, and Mia's point, at the end of the day, we're glad you're okay. But you are putting people's lives at risk when you do this.
Well, and so, basically Karen says that she didn't take care of herself after she lost her parents, and she didn't realize that she was so busy trying to help Ray with his, I guess, tax situation, everything they had going on. And Giselle was like that. She was really surprised because she was like, it doesn't seem to me like you weren't taking, from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like you weren't taking care of you.
She hides it well.
Right. And to that point, I was like, I get it. I'm one of those. I'll come out here. Nels might know. But yeah, I'll come out here and make y'all think everything is great. I'm gonna push through. But yeah. And so then the server, this was really awkward. The server comes over and he gives her a donut, and then Giselle's like, "What is this for?" And he's like, "Oh, because
She's a
he
good
said something
customer.
about Karen never having a drink there."
I think he said because she's a good customer, and I just want to let you know she's never had a drink here. And then Giselle was like, "Y'all don't sell alcohol." And he was like, "Look at the people behind you.
Right.
They got mimosas." Look, Giselle was like, "This is giving very produced, very staged, very
Very,
rehearsed."
very. She slipped some money in his pocket and tipped him well to say
Exactly.
that. And so yeah, basically Giselle lets her know that she has a lunch that she wants to put together for her birthday. And I feel like literally every season we're celebrating Karen's birthday.
I know we was last one. Last, yeah.
Right.
I
Um,
guess around the time that they film, I
start
guess.
filming every year.
Mhm.
So basically, Karen says that she wants to invite her friends, Vivian and Stacy. We learned Stacy, which is the newest cast member, is relocating to back to the area from Philly. Because I guess that's where she was working for QVC. I had no idea that's where QVC was.
Let me tell you
Um,
something. Before she said the reason why, I was like, "Girl, why would you do that?
right.
You coming back here? You was working for QVC? What? Why?
Well, I think I'd rather be in DC than Philly.
Your job is to go on camera and promote jewelry and gadgets and stuff,
Look at
and then
this glass. For only
exactly,
$5.99, it can be yours.
and then you done for the day.
Look, let me not mess up my opportunities. QVC, I take that back. I'll move to Philly. Look at this glass
You
for five
look,
ninety
you might be
nine.
able to set up your home studio and do it for home. Look, I work remote for QVC, okay?
So, um, basically, Karen asked how everybody's doing. Giselle says she's spoken to Ashley, and Mia has been all around the world with Ink. And basically, they talk about how they feel like Mia's moving a little fast, and she has a revolving door, was the word used, of men around her kids. And Karen questions basically, she's just worried about if the kids are okay with all these changes that are happening. And I said, well, I now hear me out. It might not come out to reunion, but when Mia see that footage of them saying that, child, because ain't no
Okay.
way you would be able. Now, granted, regardless of how true you might believe it
They're
is,
already in the hot seat with Mia. They're already
I
in the
know,
hot
but
seat.
regardless of how true or not true it may be, how dare you? But I we'll get there. I also didn't like how Mia came up here.
Revolving door though is a lot. That's a lot to put. That's you putting some serious miles on somebody. Like revolving door,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a strong word. They
that
could
was a
have
lot.
used something, or they could have said, "I just think the transition between Gordon and Ink was too much." But you
It's a
making it seem like she got random suitors, just
yeah,
random men
it's
coming.
it's a back and forth. She's just a monkey in the middle. Like, I mean, this happens all the time. Okay. And it's to the point that Gordon even knew about it. The baby might be his. Like, this is not a revolving door.
And
Okay.
one thing I will say is, I'm not going to applaud Mia, but the fact that you can step up and say, "Hey, I cheated," and this baby, like, and tell Gordon, and if he decided to stick around and put his name on that baby's certificate, what anybody else got to say about it is irrelevant.
I mean, at least it's not a situation where you are back sleeping with the same person that you had a family with that left you, cheated on you, you divorced after all these years, decided to let them back in your house. Then they play in your face again. And then you decide to sleep with a little boy that's about the same age as your daughter. If you want to talk about revolving door, like that was crazy.
Woo! I didn't even realize who you was talking about till you got into the read. Jesus,
I don't know.
help us. We are only 14 minutes into this recap. Damn, man.
Revolving door was just a lot. And
No,
then
I do agree it was a lot, but
and
ooh.
I really didn't like how they came at me at the end, like for real. Like that was crazy.
No, I didn't appreciate that either. But I also, this next scene you about to get into, I wasn't necessarily. I don't like, and I think I said it last season. I don't like, if this is her real life, then cool. I just don't like her using her kids in this whole fraternity storyline for a storyline because I just don't think it's beneficial to the
The
kids.
problem is I get that, and that's what they
Yeah.
brought up. The problem is Mia is not the one that brought this.
No, Gordon brought it to the table. Gordon brought
So
it to the table, but I
so
would have ended it. I would have ended it. Is what I'm saying.
now, but now that it's been brought, and then your career on the show is probably ended then, because now it's a story. Now it's a
Okay.
story that I want to know that you was married to this man. Gordon don't believe it's his. Now you got this man that's saying, "Oh, it could be his." That's your storyline. This is your storyline. So now, if that's ended, then guess what?
You're
So
right.
is
You're right.
your career on the show, and now you can't help support your ex-husband.
No,
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you your things, yeah, because she wouldn't have, she definitely probably wouldn't have been back this season if she didn't have that storyline working for her. So I'll give you that.
exactly. So Mia and Gordon took the kids out for some ice cream.
I'll be back. I gotta eat.
Uh,
I'm listening.
Mia and Gordon. Mia said that her and Gordon are separated, but he moved into the same building, which is great for the kids. He gets to see them whenever he wants to, but not when she got a sneaky link. She can't be too sneaky.
Mm.
I know when
Well,
she said
she
sneaky link, I
said
was
though,
like,
sneaky links.
she
She had an
did.
S on that.
Look. If I was what's the name? Ink.
Link.
I'd have been like, what are you talking about, man?
Right.
What are you talking about? I mean,
I
maybe I
mean,
was.
just because she cheat with you don't mean that she can't cheat
Look,
with nobody.
look, maybe I was defending too quickly. Do you
I
have
was
a
gonna say
revolving
because she definitely said that with an S.
right? Do you have a revolving door? I mean, maybe I'm defending
Look,
too
maybe Giselle know more than we do. Maybe we don't
period,
look.
right? Gordon said that he's just glad that they figured out a way to co-parent that works for the both of them. Now she let him know that while they were married, well, I'm sorry, while they were together, she gave it her all in the marriage. And he was like, you know what? That's your perspective. You're entitled to that. But clearly he don't feel the same way. He said that she did do a lot, but she didn't take the last step. So apparently he feels like the last step is basically her just being separated and not running to someone else.
Can I
They go,
say can I hear me out?
hmm,
I don't, I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of agree with Gordon on that. I think not saying you have to be by yourself. Like I'm sure, and y'all can jump in the comments for those that have been separated and went through it. I'm not saying you can't date, you can't see other people because I know people do, even though you're still technically legally married, and a lot of people don't care about that nowadays. However, I think to get in a full blown relationship when they hadn't even, I don't know, I don't think they hadn't even been separated for a year or 6 months. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I understood what Gordon was saying was like a separation is hopefully if we decide to work it out or whatever, but you cut off all chances in that because you went and got a whole full blown relationship with this man. Well, go ahead, Nels.
I feel what you're saying. And for me personally, I feel like that's only a respect thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm doing that, it's literally only out of respect for you. It has nothing to do with us getting back together, the love it's literally out of respect for your feelings. Okay. But if
Okay.
I've decided that I am completely done with you, you've been an asshole to me, you're unbearable to be with, I cannot deal with you. And I've relayed this to you, regardless of whether you have hope or not. I've told you that I don't want this anymore. And I feel like there is no hope for this relationship.
I
So
do that.
why should I put my life on hold because of the hope that you have? If it's not out of just respect.
Well, I do like the fact that he took accountability and said that, oops, and said that basically he was
He
mean to
wasn't.
her.
Hmm.
He admitted he wasn't treating her right. And I think that's because, well, I can't say it's because he had the money, because did he have the money?
And on
Because
top of that, my thing is, listen, I can understand if this is like a one time, this is the first time or two times, like maybe you can change. But Mia has expressed plenty of times how many times he's used manipulation tactics or abuse tactics on her in order to get her to stay. Like, who wants to deal with that?
right.
And
And not even that, and I'm jumping ahead, but I think
mhm,
it also goes back to the Jacqueline's point where I don't. and this may be wrong of me to say, I think I don't think Mia ever loved Gordon. I don't. And this gonna sound mean.
In love with him. I think she loves him. I think she
I think that she cares about him as the father of her child, as the person that has provided for her for years. I think there's absolutely kind of a respect there, but
Mhm,
love, no, I don't think that that's. I think that, and I think what it is ink. When you are in a relationship just to be in a relationship and you're just coasting through life,
mhm,
and you find somebody that you really f with and really rocks with you and really loves you, and apparently this is like they spun the block,
mhm,
they were in love before.
mhm.
So I think for her, it was just like, I'm finally done with Gordon. He ain't got no more money. And he's treating me bad on top of that when I can be with somebody that I actually really love, that I want to go through this stuff with. I
And
think
can
that
take care
was
of
her
you.
thought process.
Mhm. I mean, I don't blame her. I don't blame her. It'd be different if they both thought maybe they can give it another chance, but it was a lot. There was a whole lot. Remember, and then she felt guilt. It was no, it was a lot. So basically, they go back and forth about whether she ran into another man's arms or not. He really don't want to hear it. But basically, she cuts that conversation short, and she's just like, "Look, what's important is us.
Right.
We're co-parent and focus on our babies." Now, apparently, Gordon has a problem with Ink trying to take their son to get a haircut because he's like, he ain't the parent. And she let him know, listen, he'll be here on the weekend and he wants to give him a paternity test.
Jeremiah. Yeah.
Jeremiah. Gordon ain't really feeling it. He feels like he knows 1000% for sure that, he is the father. Mia reminds him that you're actually the one that brought this to the show, brought this to the public, that he may not be. So you're the one that raised the doubts. And now Ink wants to clear the air. Okay.
You know, one thing I
Um,
can appreciate about her, even though we know that she a liar,
mhm,
I can appreciate that when it comes time to have a real conversation and like bring out facts, she'd be like, no, no, no,
mhm,
you did this. Because
mhm.
basically, to your point, everything that they're going,
Well, it depends on how she heard it, because sometimes she don't really relay things
right,
the way it was
but
said. It's
exactly, but
her interpretation of things.
right. But I do, but I feel like, basically Mia's just like, this is the situation you put us in because you wanted to go down to the internet, Beyonce's internet,
Mhm.
and tell everybody. I mean, everybody saw her. We saw the pictures, but she wasn't necessarily speaking
And
on it
nobody doubted the paternity of
for
her
the
child.
other child, right?
Exactly. So, anyways, Gordon here ain't really feeling it. So he said that basically, if he want to find out, he need to go down to the courthouse. If Petty was a person.
Now, I will say, to Gordon's point, this is the only thing I was on the fence about. I'm not going to say I agree with him, but I understood his point. Is Jeremiah really think? Because the only thing that I heard in the middle of this was Jeremiah.
Hmm.
And is anybody thinking about how this is going to affect him? And if he does turn out to be Ink's biological son, like, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like nobody was considering
Don't
that.
with none of that. When you wasn't thinking about Jeremiah, when you said it all over to the public,
Okay, okay, facts.
wasn't
I get
about
what you're saying.
Jeremiah then. Okay, so imagine if Jeremiah gets older and sees it that you was doubting the paternity of him, and y'all didn't find out who if you was even really the daddy.
But
You
yet
think
you had a man around me anyway. Yeah.
exactly? So all that he was saying, oh, you didn't think about sir. See, I think Mia was trying to keep the peace, but let me tell you something. The way Mia works, I know she was thinking like, really, it's your fault that this is even a thing. Because it was given the chick from the review we just did. Let's live in ignorance is bliss for real. But really, it's him. He's the one that brought this to us. We didn't know about it.
Mm. Well, then we get into basically Ashley. I love me. I have a love hate relationship with Ashley. Because she's messy and she sometimes can dress terribly. But I love when she's in these like moments of I'ma do me, and I love to see it. I step
I
out on
forgot that Candace got fired.
What do you mean? Candace didn't get fired.
Oh, then why she ain't on here?
Candace quit because she knew she was pregnant and she wanted to enjoy her pregnancy and not be arguing with these women.
Oh, so it was just Robin that got fired?
Yeah, it was just Robin that got fired. Candace didn't get fired.
I don't know why I thought it was two people. Okay.
No. It was just what you call it. And Deborah. Deborah got fired, but she was never hired.
I was about to say she wasn't.
So, and we'll get into it as we get to the end. But let me tell you something. I can already see I'm about to turn on Ashley. That's why I says a love-hate relationship, because you're not gonna come from a girl, Kiana, okay, and asking her about her scar that you let Snuffleupagus give her, okay. But Ashley finally going to visit her attorney. She wants to discuss moving forward with her divorce. I don't know if this is just for a storyline or if she's serious, because we've seen her say this for a while now, okay.
Every season that she was supposed to be doing this,
because it's been 2 years, right? So
for the past 2 years.
So she admits that she was dragging her feet at first, but now she's ready to get out there and test drive, okay? And I said, oh, this one sounds like she got a revolving door.
I was just about to say that, Trace.
And look, and is proud of it.
She said, I want to sit in as many seats as necessary.
I said, well, and we see Ashley and they do some footage of her going on a couple days, which is really cute. She went out with a little soccer player, okay. And then the second day, I wasn't really into. I don't know what he did. But yeah, so her attorney said that they can get a mediation date before Labor Day. And Ashley said the biggest thing for her is custody. Because Michael ain't giving you no money outside of taking care. That's why she wants to make sure she has primary custody, so she can keep cutting the child support. So she wants the boys with her as much as possible.
I feel like that was a business arrangement too,
right?
So keep the money coming,
right? And so Ashley said that she's optimistic about how things will turn out, and she even put it in her affirmations. And I said, "You better." But if I'm not mistaken, I think that girl's a Gemini, and it would make so much sense.
Ashley?
Mm-hmm. I felt like we said that before. I think she is.
Oh, when they were doing the signs, right? Mm-hmm. Where everybody sat with their element or something like that. So Miss Wendy has decided she is
June 8th. She got my mama.
She got Nina too. That's Kanye's birthday.
Explains how she could switch it up.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, Wendy decides that she is going to resign from her position as professor. She said it's something she's been wanting to do for a long time because she wants to spend more time with her family and her children.
It must be nice to have money like that.
Period. And a husband like that.
Right.
Support. Okay. Then, as she's explaining to her husband, she's trying to take over his workspace. He's like, yeah, that's what we're not gonna do. Okay.
Right.
I can get that you need a workspace. But you
ain't gonna be here. Right.
No. Okay. She's like, all right, let me just use it to, send my email or whatever. So, she sat at the desk and wrote up a resignation letter and sent it off. Now she said that she did feel empowered because, she did it on her terms, but of course, she don't know how the hell she gonna tell her mama and don't know how her mama's gonna react to it.
Right. All right. So Karen goes to visit her friend Vivian, who apparently has a boutique. I wanted to know, she said it was inside a mall and made me wonder which one it's in.
Yeah,
she didn't say. And they're joined by Stacy.
What's your friends, girl? What's the name of the store?
Well, Stacy gives a little background
with the little, I don't know, little cross little thing right here.
What?
That Vivian had on. The dress she had on.
Oh, you liked it?
Mm-hmm. I like the way it had the little cross thing right here.
Oh, I don't think I paid that much attention. So Stacy gives a little background on how she met Karen. Apparently Karen and Vivian were friends, and then they met and they instantly connected. Vivian brings up the invitation that was sent out by Giselle. This was the corniest invitation ever. Giselle gives Toni Braxton.
Yes.
It's very one emotion, or like you can't happy, sad, like
because Toni's a Libra. Right.
And Giselle's a Virgo.
And Giselle's a Virgo, but I wonder where her birthday is and how close it is to the Libra side.
Hmm. I don't
I don't
know.
know. But you're right. She definitely does
She
give
definitely
Tony.
gives. She reminds me of Tony's energy. But
Oh,
basically, so they do. She does the whole thing. She lets them know is the party is about attitude, and if they have too much attitude, then they have all these different hats that she done picked out.
it was some
Now, I will
corn.
say, when she did the invitation, I thought it was corny, but as the event went on, I said, "Okay, Giselle, it's cute. It's cute."
I
So,
thought the hat that you get for having an attitude was just stupid. I thought that was just dumb.
yeah, but I
It
did
was
like the idea of giving everybody a hat like that was
with their
named.
names. That was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. Yes.
And Dubai girls, take notes. Okay. You ain't see nobody causing a ruckus over no hat. They had other things to argue about. Just saying. I'm still mad how they did my girl Lisa. Anyway, so yeah, so Karen tells Stacy she's concerned because she brings up the first time Giselle did something for her birthday. She sat in her seat. And so she felt away. And so Stacy goes to try on this dress. She looks absolutely amazing. Karen is asking Vivian why Stacy is changing. She's like, she noticed that she basically doesn't have her wedding band, but she got a nice rock. Like the rock is rocking. Okay.
Well, no,
So,
she didn't have it on.
oh,
She
she
didn't.
didn't have it on. I thought she did. I thought
No, that's what it was. Because she said I would. She's like, I noticed when a diamond is missing. She didn't have it on.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. So Stacy comes out and when asked, she admits that she's been separated for a year now and she's currently divorcing her husband after 16 years of marriage. She said that that's a lot of the reason why she decided to come back to the area. We learned that her soon-to-be ex is a German businessman who happened to just sit next to her on a plane, and basically the rest is history. They have an 8-year-old daughter named Arabella, and although she expected them to be together forever, she knows that it was the best decision for her family moving forward. And it just made, me, I'm nosy. What happened, girl? What happened? I'm just saying. But anyway, so Karen and Vivian offer their support, of course, and Stacy goes to try on another dress and they toast to, how good she looks. And then she pauses and asks Karen, is she okay with them drinking in front of her? And Karen, just very politely says, in her demure, very cutesy, mindful way that, she's not drinking because she's on medication, but when she's off, she will be enjoying libations. Okay.
Period.
You're not going to treat me like I'm out.
Exactly. That's because that's definitely what it was given.
Right.
So Giselle gets to Karen's attitude party to, do the finishing touches. Ashley shows up with her bounce back basket
Now,
for
I called it the shady basket because
I put what was included. It included a water bottle. I feel like she purposely wanted you to know it was her
bottle.
water.
Yeah.
Some Uber gift cards.
That was
And
terrible.
And
when
bird,
Giselle was saying, I was thinking about giving that to her too.
and a birdhouse to paint because she feels like she needs something else to do.
Can I ask you a question? Now, Ashley's always been kind of messy and whatever, but I don't know. It just made me have a thought. You think she's stepping into Robin's place now that she's gone?
Robin gives Tony too. What do you mean?
No, I mean like the shady when she gets around Giselle and the shadiness and the little stuff that I don't know. I'm asking. It's a question for you and the viewers. Drop in the comments. You don't think she is okay?
No. Well, because to me, Ashley's always been shadier than Robin.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Robin,
well, I think there's a difference between shady and messy. Ashley's always been messy. Robin has been shady. That's what I'm saying.
Did she even talk? Did she speak?
Yeah, when her and Giselle get together and they talk, they pop when everybody else.
I don't remember that woman saying anything.
You're terrible. Not you to erase her from the whole franchise. She got fired and you done completely forgot about that bitch.
She didn't give nothing. She gives Tony. Okay, she didn't
Yeah,
give me.
that does give Tony.
Tony's actually more memorable than her. Um, so Giselle gave Ashley the rundown on her and uh, Karen's conversation. Giselle said that she did invite Wendy, after her dad's passing. She is in a totally different place and says that, they're not friends, but she's hoping that they can get to a better place. So then all the ladies start to roll in. What's up?
I'm
What
sorry.
girl?
You got to that part before I got finished getting chewed. But anyway, um, I caught something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just me because I don't really care for Giselle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I noticed she said something with to your point when she was talking about, oh, and she was like, life is short and you don't want to miss out on opportunities. And I said to myself, yeah, they told you if you don't figure a way to work this out, you're gonna miss out on a check. And that's an opportunity. So yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna extend the olive branch, all right.
Mm.
I know
Damn.
I wish because they're both AKAs. I feel like they have probably more in common than they do like separate, but I think, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she really is turning over a new leaf, but I don't know. When I heard that and she said about the opportunity, I said, they done told you about to lose your job.
You about to lose your job.
Right.
So then all the other ladies started to roll in. When Wendy got there, Giselle made sure to address her. But Wendy says she doesn't really feel like this is the olive branch and says that they really need to sit down and have a conversation about the relationship. Apparently, Jazzy found a house with her man, Darius Harris, who is in the NFL. I'm sure Treese knows who he is because he won the Super Bowl. I
Oh
guess.
no, I don't know who he. I mean, he play on the team, but I don't know who he is. He ain't nobody like. I mean, they got a lot of players, and they ain't all big names. He ain't.
Oh,
I
I
couldn't.
don't.
I couldn't tell you if
I
he was a
I
pick.
think I think I just assumed that when it's a team that won the Super Bowl, like they just all important. Like
No,
you.
no, no, not at all. You
Oh,
do
okay.
realize even people that sit on the bench get a Super Bowl ring, even if you didn't play.
I would still think you know who they are.
No, you're on the bench. That means you get no playing time. How would I know you are? Duh.
Yes, I don't know who none of them are. So I was just like, oh, his name rhymes. I have no idea who he is. Wendy though, Wendy got super excited.
Well, that
Because
she got excited because Travis
team.
Kelsey is dating Taylor Swift, and I do know who because he's a big name.
Yeah,
And
see, I don't think she knew who the dude was either, but she knew who the team was, knew that they won 2 Super Bowls, and then asked her if she met
knew
Taylor
Taylor
Swift.
Swift, and then she said, "We'll
So
talk
we got a
offline
Swift
about that."
quote.
Yeah.
Exactly, because she says she is Swifty now. Now everybody's wondering where Karen is. And if anybody spoke with her, apparently Jacqueline did, but then said, when she did talk to her, she was drunk on the phone. I said, y'all some shady bitches. Wendy said, I want no parts in any of this. Okay. So then Karen gets there with Stacy and Vivian. Wendy says that her and Stacy were on the same board at one point. And she doesn't know her very well, but she's got very positive energy and she likes that. Giselle reads off the drinks and lets Karen know that there is a non-alcoholic option. Okay. And Karen asked for iced tea. She said, well, what you're not about to do is play in my
Play
face.
me, right? You're not
Okay.
playing me.
Karen said Giselle
Has a disease called messy jizzy.
she said
I literally had to put the captions on to figure out what she was saying.
messages.
Right. I said, what? I was trying to Google messages.
I had to put the captions on too. Yeah, Karen said Giselle just can't help herself because she has a disease called messy jizzy. And when I put the captions on and read it, I said, that's even better than what I thought it was.
Right, right.
Messy jizzy. I love it. Giselle was trying to get all of the tea. And basically, on what's the girl name? Jesus.
Stacy,
Stacy. I don't know why I don't say
about her
Stacy.
returning back to the DMV.
Yes. And you know what? Stacey answered a few of the questions, gave her just enough, and segue right the hell out that conversation. I said, okay, Stacey.
Right.
Because
And then she's like,
because
"Oh, last
Giselle
time I saw
did,
you." Yeah.
huh?
No, I was saying that yeah, because she did. She moved on to Wendy at that point.
Yeah, because Giselle, she will dig. Okay. Giselle explains to the ladies the reasons for these weirdo ass hats around the room. And basically lets them know it's for if they catch an attitude.
Then
But
you can talk about how Wendy's daughter told her she didn't like her Bob. And I said, kids be so disrespectful nowadays, especially
I
them
ain't,
daughters.
I ain't put that. I ain't
I'm
put
just
that.
saying.
Girl, I had a situation earlier today too. Um, yeah, yeah, it be them daughters.
Right.
Um,
My son
so
would never, he was like, Mom, you look so pretty. Like he would never tell me I look bad.
I mean stuff like that. But then, yeah, no,
Yeah, no, he
no.
would never tell me the truth. Not like that. He would never tell me the truth like that.
So basically Giselle explains, that she had a hat designer make these hats and they came up with a name for all the hats and she passed them out. The first one she gave was to Karen. The name was Hollywood. Giselle let Karen know um basically that the ladies had questions before she got there. And Karen told the ladies, if you got questions, come ask me. Okay.
When
Jacqueline,
you ask, I ain't gonna answer.
exactly.
Can
Um,
I just say I like
Jacqueline,
that Beyonce hat better than I like that? I mean, I did like the Hollywood hat, but the Beyonce hat was given.
it was given. I was
It
like, oh,
was.
okay,
I
Karen.
said, go ahead, Karen.
Now, Jacqueline was the one talking all the mess about how she was drunk on the phone call. Okay. And
But nobody should judge.
so then she told her she's glad that she's okay and no one was hurt and no one should cast judgment. I'd have been like, girl,
You came in here casting
that
dispersion.
was.
Right.
Karen said that, she's okay with the judgment, but everything she does is amplified by 10. And she's just trying to figure out who her real friends are because
She don't
this is
want
the
no fake
opportunity,
around
this
her.
is the opportunity to swing. Okay. And she said she don't want no fake bitches around her. Mia said Karen is quite the gangster of Potomac, ain't she? Also, Ashley feels like, she's getting the same thing that she always gets from Karen. Basically, you ask the question, and she tell you it's a legal matter, so you can't get no answer. Absolutely. Okay. Giselle
But that's
decided to
when
move
Ashley
on.
says she might really be facing jail time. That's why she's not saying nothing.
Mhm. Giselle decided to move on. She gave Ashley the cowgirl hat, which was very fitting. Um, Then Giselle invited the ladies to a GNA event to help introduce the health and wellness to GNA. They said it's called a GNA fusion. Wendy
Oh, I
said
love this.
if GNA wasn't bad enough, now they infused it. I said,
I love Wendy. I
she said
absolutely
the stuff
love
on the
Wendy.
runway ain't even on the website. So what are they fusing? I said,
I love her.
yeah, that was hilarious.
She gives
Um,
me like,
me,
and
me,
then she talked about how we've been talking about last season. Y'all want to go back and watch the last few episodes of last season? They still ain't got on their website.
they showed a screenshot. It wasn't nothing.
Right.
Um, Mia got the king hat. Giselle said because she pimping two men, been pimping since been
Oh,
pimping.
I don't think I caught that part. Not because of pimping.
Yes, pimping. Giselle asked her if she has shared him with
Jack,
Jacqueline yet.
and then said her and Jacqueline have no boundaries.
I don't think it was her that said. Was it her that said that, or was it?
I think
I
it
thought it
was
was
Giselle that
Stacy.
said
I
that.
thought it was Stacy that said that.
No, because Stacy don't know Jacqueline and Mia
I
like that.
know, and after hearing that, I thought the shock on her face. I thought it. Well, maybe it didn't. Um, Oh, well, no. Okay, so in my notes, it says basically Mia said no, ink don't play about her, and Stacy is trying to figure out if she left her boundaries by the wayside.
Mm.
Anyways, Mia let them know that she does still love Gordon, but they are both supporting him. Apparently while Gordon was away, they did his laundry, folded up his drawers, and put him away. And Karen is like, "You got ink washing
Fold
this man's dirty drawers?" Like, is that really what's going on?
Not washing, folding. Folding.
Yeah, you sound like Mia. Jacqueline said that she thinks is, he's good for her. She feels like Gordon and Mia's relationship was more of a business partnership. And, they both knew it. Karen said, girl, ain't no way that was a business relationship. Girl, you gave birth. Like, be for real. Then gets on how G shared that her children saw her laying in the bed with ink. And, said that, it really bothered her because it was all over the news. Mia said it bothered her too. Mia said, I'm not the one that plastered it. Okay, so don't sit here and try to act like, it's my fault. Giselle told her that she didn't protect her children at all costs. Let me tell you something.
I mean, that was a very strong accusation.
I would have lost my religion. I would have caught some charges. I would have caught some charges. Basically, and then told her that if you did, you wouldn't have mixed and mingled with Gordon and Ink. Mia said there was no mix. Okay. She said she filed for separation. She said she can't control anybody and nobody knew what they were going through except for Jacqueline. You said what?
I think Giselle was referring to before. You mixed and mingled. That's why you don't know who your baby daddy is. For real, like for sure.
I'm gonna need Giselle to stay out of people's relationships.
I know. I'm just saying. Look, I understand Giselle made her handle mistakes, but I think that's what she meant by that statement about mixing and mingling. And now you want them to play nice and be friends, and
I just don't want him to plaster my children all over the place. Wendy, tries to defend her and says, that's some pretty heavy stuff as a mother. Like, you doing too much. Mia,
I appreciated Wendy for that.
Mia starts naming all the great things that her children are doing and said, her and her children are protected. And for you to say that, that they're not, she feels like it's pretty messed up of both of them. Okay. And then, we end the episode with her leaving. She goes to the bathroom and, she's crying, even though she told nobody.
She says, F all y'all.
She told them not to follow her, but clearly didn't give a damn when they did. So, but yeah, I would have. I know how Giselle feels about you should be able to say what you want and not get your ass whooped. She would have got her ass whooped that day. She would have got her ass whooped.
Well, those are Nelson's thoughts on this good episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. If you have not already, y'all, please make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure you subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, the Twitter, the Facebook, and the IG. And can I just say, I really do love to see the ladies in green. I'm so happy they ditched the pink for a little bit. And I like
the green and with the background. It looks
it's giving. It's giving. And it gives us nice background, But yeah, y'all. So we appreciate y'all. We'll catch you next week for another recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Have a good night.